Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here, and we have a little bit of breaking news here on July 5th. About 10 minutes ago, Elliotte Friedman broke the news that Ryan McLeod and Ty Tullio of the Edmonton Oilers were being traded to the Buffalo Sabres for prospect Matthew Savoie. Matthew Savoie just spent the season with the Moose Jaw Warriors. They recently won the WHL championship, and Matthew Savoie is a very skilled player. If you look at just some raw data here, he was the Buffalo Sabres' 9th overall pick in 2022, and just looking at some of his junior stats with the Winnipeg Ice, and then of course the Moose Jaw Warriors this season in the postseason with Moose Jaw. He had 10 goals, 14 assists in 19 games. Obviously, he's a very skilled player, good puck mover. He can put the puck in the net. He's speedy. Now, a lot of people are going to look at his size and be like, too small. You know what? Size in today's NHL, personally, to me, that does not matter. I think Matthew Savoie is a very, very good player, someone that has a real opportunity to be on the NHL squad this season. Like, he's pretty good. He's going to have to fight for his place on the NHL roster. He's going to probably start the year in the AHL in Bakersfield, but I really like this trade. Now, with Ryan McLeod, obviously there was like a lot of inconsistency in his play when it came to the production aspect, and a lot of fans seem to perceive Ryan McLeod as this perimeter player. Didn't like to get into the corners, didn't like to get hit to make a play. Now I think Ryan McLeod, I think he was really undervalued by a lot of fans, but I think the player that they've gotten in return has a much higher upside offensively, and someone that could really have an impact in terms of producing some goals, some points, and being an impact player when they're on the ice. I like Ryan McLeod a lot. Ryan McLeod on the penalty kill, great. I liked him when he played center because he was so responsible defensively. There are advanced metrics out there that show that when he wasn't with McDavid, Draisaitl, or Bouchard on the ice at any point, he was still on the ice and driving play. The expected goals, Corsi for, and actual goals for, and that can't be understated with the 5-on-5 play with Ryan McLeod. Obviously, the Oilers are going to miss him. I'm going to miss him. I like Ryan McLeod a lot, but I understand why the team is moving on from him. He's due, I think, $2.1 million against the cap this year, and the Oilers were about $2 million over the cap heading into the season, so this is likely seen as a pure cap dump. They get rid of another one of their prospects, Ty Tullio, who hasn't really projected to be an NHL player as of yet. That could obviously change. And then Buffalo, they get a really good third-line center who can play up and down the lineup on the wing if they need to. Very speedy, good skater. Ryan McLeod, hometown kid, born and raised in Edmonton. I love him. There's so much to love about Ryan McLeod, but my initial reaction to this trade for the Edmonton Oilers is very positive. I like Matt Savoie a lot. Real good player, really talented player. He's 20 years old. He could fight for a place right out of camp in Edmonton, even with how deep the Oilers forward core has gotten. Yes, size could be an issue. I don't think so. Not with the style that the Oilers play and just the trajectory of how the NHL game is played nowadays. Obviously, if there's more news, we will discuss that. But I did want to discuss, my tweet here. So I had put out a tweet. I said, with NHL/Oilers news slowing down, I will have a couple of videos out this weekend and then take a summer holiday from July 8th to 22nd. While I'm on holidays, expect a few videos sprinkled here and there and some focus on shorts on the YouTube channel. DMs always open to chat. An orange and blue heart to represent the colors of the Oilers. That was sent at 2:03 p.m. Elliotte Friedman then tweeted, Ryan McLeod is being traded from Edmonton to Buffalo at 2:04 p.m. It was literally 60 seconds later. So if you are a Ryan McLeod fan, I'm really sorry. I take responsibility for just somehow willing this into existence. There was slow news for a couple days in oil country, and all of a sudden I'm about to go on holiday, and now we get this trade. Well, I'll have another video kind of breaking down the whole thing. I'll break down Ryan McLeod's time in Edmonton once I have a bit more time to digest this, but I just wanted to have a bit of a reaction video out, kind of discuss the player that the Oilers are receiving, who they're losing, and if it's beneficial to the team. I think this is a pretty good trade. Jeff Jackson continues to make some pretty strong moves here in the offseason. I really like the direction the team is going, and at worst with Matt Savoie, if he's not NHL ready, that's just another body that is bolstering Bakersfield. We're really starting to fill some of these cupboards back up that were left bare under Ken Holland. Ken Holland's draft record was never truly great in Edmonton. Well, it was never good, not even near good. So, at this point with Matt Savoie, if he's not NHL ready coming out of camp, that's a really good player who will get top line minutes down in Bakersfield this season and can be used as a call-up option if needed. I like the trade personally. I will be very upset about Ryan McLeod leaving Edmonton, but I truly wish him the best. I'll be keeping an eye on him in Buffalo. I think he's an underrated player. Sabres fans, you're going to love him. You're going to love the fan base around Ryan McLeod. There's a very dedicated Oilers fan base dedicated to Ryan McLeod on X or Twitter.com, and I'm sure you're going to interact with a lot of them during the season now that he's on the Buffalo Sabres. Treat that man well. Treat the fans of Ryan McLeod well. They are absolute sweethearts. They deserve to be treated with respect at all times, and that just goes without saying. Everyone should be treated with respect at all times, but this specific fan base, they are so wholesome, and I love them to death, so I really hope you're doing okay for those Ryan McLeod lovers. Hopefully, in the long run for Edmonton, this works out, and hopefully Ryan McLeod in the long run in his career, that also works out. That's it from me. Of course, like I mentioned, I will be on holiday soon, but I'll kind of address that in another video sometime this weekend. Make sure you hit like if you like the video. Let me know your thoughts on the trade in the comment section below. As always, tell someone that you love them and fight like a kid. Fight like Ben, as always, and we'll see you soon, Oil Country. Take care.